Hey everybody, JC here with another T&I toy review. And for today's review, I'm going to be taking a look at the brand new DC Icon 6-inch scale Supergirl Rebirth figure from DC Collectibles. Now this figure comes packaged in the same style packaging we've been seeing with all the Icons. You've got the window box with the figure clearly displayed. Down below you've got the Icons logo, and you have the packaging with the white and blue highlights for this one. Off to the side you've got the name of the character, and it tells us this is figure number 25 in the series. On the side of the packaging it tells us this figure is based on the Rebirth Renaissance storyline. And then on the back of the packaging we have a look at all the figures in the wave, which includes Nightwing and then the Super Sons 2-pack with Superboy and Robin, both of which I've already reviewed. And then finally down below it tells us this figure was sculpted by Sam Greenwell. Alright, let's get this open and take a look at what's inside. Okay, so here's a look at the figure outside the packaging along with the other contents. Okay, so first of all, the figure comes with 3 different pairs of hands. You get a pair of open hands for flight poses, a pair of grip hands, and then a pair of closed-fisted hands. Switching out the hands is easy. You just pull off the hand you want to replace. You've got the little peg on the hand and the hole in the arm, and then you just plug in the hand you want to replace it with, and it should pop right in and fits nice and tight. Supergirl also comes with this flight stand like we saw with the Superboy figure and the Super Sons 2-pack. It's exactly the same. It's done with that clear plastic, and you've got the little peg here. And like with the Superboy figure, Supergirl's only got a peg hole on her right foot, so you can only put her on the stand with her right foot, and basically you just plug it in like that so it looks like she's jumping up in the air to take flight. Supergirl also comes with 2 different head sculpts. So the regular head sculpt's the one that's attached to the figure when you first take it out of the packaging, and I think they've done a pretty good job here. She's got the long blonde hair and a little bit of wash in the hair with some lighter and darker yellows, and then the hair is made with just a rubber type material, so it is pretty flexible, though it still does limit some of the head movement. Really can't get her in any kind of back movements with the hair. But overall, I think it looks good and good skin tone. She's got really big blue eyes and then good lip color as well. So switching out the head sculpts is easy. You just pop it off. It attaches with the ball joint, and then you just pop on the head you want to replace it with. Now the second head sculpt is made so that you can use her heat vision. So you've got the red around the eyes, and you've got some actual holes in the eyes. So it looks a little freaky when you don't actually have the heat vision effect pieces in the eyes. But this is what this head sculpt is for. So you get these 2 little thin pieces of plastic that look like her heat vision. And we've seen this before with like the movie Superman figure they did and such. Now you want to be careful because these heat vision pieces are very thin plastic and they can break fairly easy. And what you want to do is have these little pieces go on the side of her face there. So it kind of holds it in place, and then you just plug the pieces into her eye, and it actually stays in there pretty well. And then do it for this one. So then, like I said, once you have them in there, then it looks like she's shooting her heat vision, and the head sculpt looks much better overall. And, you know, I don't think it's perfect. I don't think it's a perfect effect, but I am kind of glad that they give you that just, you know, as an added thing. But overall, I do think the previous head sculpt, the regular one, is the better of the 2. So for the rest of the figure, I think they've done a pretty good job here. She's got the cape that comes down to about her knees, and I like how it hangs on the figure, and it's done with just that kind of rubber material. The S symbol on the back here is painted on there with the yellow, and a pretty solid job there. And then the S symbol on her chest is sculpted, and I like how the S on her looks different than the one on Superman and Superboy, so I like that. Her shirt is done with a pretty bright blue, and I like how it stands out on the figure. And then she's got the mini skirt, which again is done with that kind of rubber material, and she's got the gold trim up top here. Now I do have some red that has bled through here on the gold, especially here on the side. Not too big a deal, but that's probably the biggest area of sloppiness I have on the figure. And then I like the skin tone on the legs and the fingers, and then she's got these thigh-high boots, which she does not have any heels, which is good, so you can get the figure to actually stand. And the red on the boots match the skirt and the cape pretty good as well. So this figure stands about 6 1/4 inches tall. Here's a comparison with the Icon Superman Rebirth figure from the box set, along with the Super Sons Superboy figure. And then just for fun, here's a Super Dog figure that I got from a DC Collectibles 7-inch scale Supergirl figure. And the scale between the 3 Icons I think is pretty good. Here's a comparison with the Icons Lex Luthor figure. And finally, here's a comparison with the Icons Batgirl and the Icons Wonder Woman. This is the Wonder Woman that was released in the single package, not the box set version. So for articulation, you can turn the head to the left and to the right. Unfortunately, you really can't get her head back very much for flight poses. so that's a little disappointing. And you can get the head down a little bit, about that much, and you can also pivot the head a little bit to the left and the right. Arms are attached with your standard ball hinge joint there at the shoulder. Now the cape does limit some of the arm movement, but you can get the arm out about that much. And then you can't really rotate the arm all the way around because of the cape, so you can get it all the way up and you can do it back, but you can't really rotate it all the way around. She does have a bicep swivel. She has a double hinged elbow, so good bending there at the elbow, and then she's got swivels at the wrist and hinges on the hand, so good up and down movement there. She has a midsection joint, so she's got rotation there. Can't crunch down very much, can look back a little bit, and then can also pivot to the left and the right there. She has an ab crunch type joint, so she can crunch down about that much, and then she can look back pretty good there with that midsection ab crunch. She does not have a waist swivel. Legs are attached with ball joints, so she can do the splits pretty good. Even with the skirt, she can do the splits pretty good, and you can kind of pull the legs out from the socket, and she can get her leg forward. Again, even with the skirt, she can still get her leg forward pretty good, and she can do her leg back about that much. And then she's got rotation up high there around that ball joint. She doesn't have a true thigh swivel though. Double hinged knee, so good bending at the knee, and then hinges on the feet, so up and down movement with the feet, and then she does have ankle pivot. And then, as I mentioned before, she has one peg hole on the right foot. Okay, so that's my review. So overall, I think this is a pretty nice looking figure. I like the sculpting detail and paint applications. The most disappointing thing about it is you can't get her head back for flight poses. I would have almost rather had an alternate head with the hair pulled up a bit so you could get the head back as opposed to the one with the heat vision. But overall, I think this is a nice looking figure, and if you're a fan of the Rebirth Supergirl, this is one you'll probably want to check out. Now this figure is out at comic and specialty shops now. We'll have a full image gallery up at toynewseye.com. There'll be a link in the video description below. As always, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. If you're so inclined, please like the video. Also, please hit that subscribe button down below. I'd really appreciate it. You can also follow me on my Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram accounts. I have links to those in the video description as well. And until next time, I'll catch you later.